Good morning, it's Thursday and it's Blabbing for Britain, episode 35 with myself and John. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
It's good to
How
see
are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. The sun is shining down here in Wiltshire and it looks like being a good day. Can you see the sun?
Yeah, although there's a lot of this sort of fluffy stuff in the way, but you can see the sun in the gaps.
Right, okay, that's good. Right, well, what a week, eh? When we last met, we had two people in the race for the Conservative leadership.
And then one sort of rolled over and curled up and died.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's she was there on Friday and then said she wasn't going to do it on Monday. So over the weekend, she was bombarded, I think, by news stories. Because one of the things is if you go for public office, then your background is pulled apart. And
have you seen the rumours this morning?
Well, how can I put this? She may have been economic
energy minister,
with the truth in some areas.
According to the rumours this morning. Oh dear, frozen, Stephen.
So that's why we've got a bad signal, John. One of us has got a problem.
You keep freezing.
Can you hear
me? Yeah, unfortunately.
Can you go out and come back in again?
I can, no problem.
Unfortunately, you can hear me, or
I can hear you, but you keep freezing picture-wise. Stephen's gone out.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Please come back in, Stephen. Seems that we're having technology problems down in Wiltshire. I can see Stephen in the top. No, he's disappeared from the top now. Is there anybody else out there that'd like to come and drop in? Hello? Well, I'm on my own, so I guess I'll have to talk about something. We were just talking about Angela Leadsom and the rumour that she's going to be energy minister. And then my mate Stephen disappeared. So if there's anybody out there who'd like to come and join me, please pop in and hopefully Stephen will be back in a minute. Oh. No? Nobody out there? Hello? Silence is golden, but I think just looking at me referencing on is probably very boring. Anybody who want to talk? What do people think about Sam Allardyce for England? Not sure myself. He just doesn't have it as far as I can. Yorvik, would you like to pop in and say hello? Because I've lost me mate Steve and he's disappeared. Technology in Wiltshire seems to have fallen over. So you'd be welcome to come in and join us, Yorvik. Oh, here's Stephen coming back. Hiya, Stephen.
Hello again. Yeah, the internet disappeared. Totally.
All right. Yorvik's joined us while you were away. Yeah. So it looks like the internet's working in Yorkshire. So
that's good.
Show cool as Yorvik's going to join us.
Yep.
Hello.
What a beautiful view.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
On a lovely day as well. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We're good.
Jolly good.
All right. Okay. Now I was going to follow you. I'm already following you. There you are. That's good. And we've got our friend.
Yeah, well, I'm letting him in as we speak. The Talkinator, the pest controller of the North. The man guaranteed to rid you of your mighty mouse. However, it doesn't look like he's going to come in after all of that. I bet it's on his mobile phone.
No, we're getting the signal shortly.
Nearly.
5, 4, 3, 2. 1. Right, okay. Yorvik, what's your take on the current political situation? Go on.
An interested observer, basically.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just watching to see, the stones have been turned over, the mud's been stirred as well, just to see what's happening.
Yeah. It's just you. If you were writing a political series about UK politics, then you couldn't make this plot up, could you? I mean, 3 weeks ago we had the government with Cameron and Osborne, and now we have a government with May and people that she selected.
And no real opposition.
No. I mean, it's. We seem to be living in some very strange times. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it because we don't have a vote. But, all these things are taking.
Deep down, I think the whole system needed a real good reshuffle and a look at any rate. And it looks as if things are being built up from the bottom up. And like I say, no one can predict what's going to happen, can they? It's all supposition and all, just got to wait and see what drops out the bottom.
I agree with that. And morning, Ricky. It's fascinating at the moment that so much going on. And obviously the new cabinet is being announced today, although we had Boris announced yesterday. And foreign reaction to Boris is priceless, because he's made a few faux pas in the past, and he's been looked on as Duke of Edinburgh too, which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate, really, because obviously he's a very astute politician, as they all are.
He's a very underestimated man. I don't think people really understand what he's about, but underneath there's quite a clever guy there. Yeah.
I mean, they're all talented in their own way, but he is a brand, isn't he?
He is.
If you say Boris in the UK, there's only one Boris. We don't think of Boris Becker anymore. Those were the days gone by when talking of tennis anyway. Wimbledon's just finished, and Andy Murray, as predicted on this show last week, is still British because he won the Wimbledon Championship for the second time, which makes him the most successful British tennis player in our era. Not that he wasn't before. I mean, it's quite a feat, isn't it?
Well, that's quite correct. Politically, he is still British, definitely. Yeah.
No, we have this thing that with Wimbledon, don't we? I mean, in the days of when somebody is from Scotland or Ireland or Wales and they're winning, they are British. When they're not, they're Scottish, Welsh, or Irish. And that's a simple.
Well,
simple
it depends what the competition is. If the UK countries are running separately, then they are countries. If not, it's all bundled together, isn't it?
That's true. And the other thing of note at the tennis, two more things. One was Serena, who I like that. Serena serenely went on to a 7th Wimbledon title and equaled Steffi Graf's world record of 22. I mean, she's a powerhouse and she's a class apart, isn't she?
Lots of records are broken these days, aren't they, in lots of sports?
She wouldn't dance with Andy, though, would she, at the after day celebration?
Well, no, the dance didn't take place. But and then we won another title as well. We won the mixed doubles.
Yes.
So there are 2 titles. Pretty good going.
We've got Formula One driver that's climbing back up the ladder in the championship.
Yeah, we have. Yep, that was good. It's good. That was good to watch. Mr. Hamilton, within 1 point of his rival. So it's game on, isn't it? Game on. We're not even halfway through the season yet, and game on. I mean, that's a high pressure, multi-million-pound industry, isn't it?
Yeah, our cyclists are doing well.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Tour de France. We're winning stages, and we've got the yellow jersey and the green jersey at the moment.
Definitely got the yellow. Not sure about the green. I think we have actually.
Yeah, I mean the Tour de France is quite a spectacle. I mean we've had it started in Yorkshire, didn't it? It's also started in London. So we've had our taste of it.
Yeah, it went sort of by my doorstep, so I had a
Right.
sort of
So
front line seat. It was really good.
It's a full day thing, isn't it? It's a cavalcade, a sort of carnival.
It's a very long caravan. That's the best way to do it. With all the bikes up the front and all the support vehicles following. It's an enormous, great, long snake that goes through the countryside. Yeah.
Incredible. And you stood there and you stood there for about an hour in the best spot, either in pouring rain or great sunshine.
Yeah.
And then the peloton comes through. That's it.
Yeah.
They've gone.
It's like a jet passing you.
It is.
You don't even hear it coming, and then whoosh, it's gone.
Yeah. But I was looking up.
It did slow them down a bit here because I live near Holm Moss. That slowed.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big hill, which that did slow them down to an almost walking pace by the time they got to the top.
It finishes on this Sunday, I think. Is it? Are we in the second week or first week?
We must be way into it, yeah.
You're well into it. I was looking a few years back to actually be in Paris on the final Sunday. And you get great vantage points in Paris because you can walk around the inner city and you can actually see the peloton 7 or 8 times, which is better than the 20 seconds you normally see it. And it is an amazing sport. So we are doing well.
Very well supported as well. In this country, it was in Yorkshire. It was unbelievably well supported. I think it even surprised the Continentals that were racing. The amount of support that was here.
Yeah, I think it encourages people to get on the bike, doesn't it?
It does. That's the that's the fallout in this area. Bikes everywhere, and we've got some very narrow roads here. But yeah, we do get quite a lot of bikes having a go at the course. Yeah.
All good. Now that of course getting out and about leads to my take on Pokemon Go. Have you heard about Pokemon Go? John's
where you have these tasks to do around geographic areas.
Well, yeah, it's geocaching for the young one, reinvented really. Basically, what you've got is Pokemon characters spread around your area, and you walk around with your phone, looking through the camera viewfinder, and you can spot a virtual Pokemon. And when you do, you capture him, and you've collected, just like the collection cards. Now, in the States, where this has been out for a week, they've had Pokemon and driving, and they've had Pokemon and walking. They've had Pokemon and people getting almost knocked down on pedestrian crossings.
Yes, there's been a few accidents. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically. I mean, from my point of view, it's one of the problems that both countries face, UK and US, is obesity, and anything that encourages any of us to go out and walk has got to be a good thing. So it's got potential to do good, but as you say, the accidents that have been happening because of using it sort of detracts from any good.
It's the distraction factor, isn't it? Where the phone is super glued to the hand. Yep. The head is constantly bowed, looking at the phone all the time, and the other hand is tap, tap, tapping. You see quite a lot of people in the world now walking around in that mode.
Indeed. But it's not arrived in the UK yet. Well, some hackers in Yorkshire managed to get hold of it. But
I didn't know that.
But generally speaking, it's not available in the UK because it's too popular. So they slowed down the rollout of it, and we won't see it until it's announced. So we have that to look forward to.
It's like a modern day electronic treasure hunt, I suppose, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah. All right, okay. And morning, Fraser. Fraser's joined us. And I'll read it out for those that are watching the replay. I saw a woman with baby buggy, head down using phone, and kid ran across the road and she still didn't even notice. Shocking. Her head still down. Yeah, it's the mobile phone is a major distraction, as you both yourself and Yorvik have said, Fraser. And there's little we can do about it, really.
No,
You can, you know.
It's here.
All right, okay. Okay. Fraser, if you want to join us on air, please do. Just press the button to call in. And we're possibly waiting for Peter to come back as well.
He couldn't hear anybody, so.
All right. Okay.
He definitely got issues at his end, I think.
Yeah. Well, I had issues at my end because the internet just decided to disappear. Talking of internet, talking of Blab, just a quick bit of Blab news. Again, I'm about to say there isn't any, but Jonathan Tripp has moved his show from Huzza to Firetalk. Huzza, we've discovered on Huzza that the programmers are the guys who own it, and there may only be a couple of programmers. And of course, in a week's time, they actually start charging for the service. So it's now time for people to decide which of the broadcasting platforms that they're going to be on. The one that we're on today, Blab, we've been on for 35 weeks and we're quite happy. But we do need to have a plan B in case anything happens to Blab. So at 5
we got a freeze.
o'clock tonight.
I know. Oh dear. Well, at 5 o'clock we're blabbing for Britain on Firetalk. So we're Firetalking for Britain. Doesn't sound as good, does it?
Okay. Right.
But for those who'd like to join us for a test run, and it is at this moment in time a test run, here's the link.
Okay.
Still there, Steve? Yeah, you were a bit frozen in time.
Am I still here? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, I understand that. Yeah, that happened at this end as well. It's good to be back. Yeah, so we're having one of those mornings. Right. Okay. So we try letting Peter in again. We're having one of those mornings. Yep. So Firetalk, for those who don't know, is part of the AVM group. And AVM, morning Peter. AVM also own Paltalk. Paltalk has currently more than 3 million users, so we're happy with the backing that Firetalk has got. And it's similar to Blab, but it's obviously not totally the same as Blab. But we're going to go over there at 5 o'clock tonight, and we're going to try it out and see how it works. Because the major thing, as far as we're concerned, is that it's wonderful to have everybody here today. But the only reason you're here because you know about us, and finding shows on Blab at the moment is nigh impossible, and you've got to be logged in to see them. With Firetalk, if you've got the URL, you can watch the show without being logged in, which means that more people get a chance to watch it. And if you want to come on camera and you want to type in the messages, then you log in, but you don't need to log in to watch the show. So we're going to try it out at 5 o'clock, which is 12 o'clock EDT. So we might reach some of our friends in the States as well. And we're looking forward to it. But anyway, back to business. Blabbing for Britain, where it all began 35 weeks ago. Ken's made a good point that discoverability on all the other platforms is an issue. Now there is, we've all heard of Joel Comm, hopefully, a best-selling author and one of the guys who had a big show here on Blab. He's on Huzza now, but he started a discoverability site, but nobody's going there. They don't know where it is, which is a bit of an irony, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what we do need, and it is a place where you can just say, right, these are my shows for this week or this month, and you just list them, and then it presents as a visitor to the site. You go in, you can see who's on today, who's on this week. You can search it by topic, so chat or tennis or whatever the topic happens to be, and then you can find the show that you want, and you can register the show. And it doesn't matter whether you're on Blab or Huzza or Firetalk. all the shows in one place. Now, Joelcom is trying to get this going, but it's one of those things. It's like getting people interested is always the problem. I mean, within the 3 Blab groups on at least 4 Blab groups on Facebook, people have been trying to get the shows noticed, and it's an uphill struggle, really. So we'll post a link to that when we find it. It's probably fair to say, but it is initiative from. Right, okay. And for those of you interested in Blab History, on the right hand side there's a link now that Ken's put there to an insight into Blab History. It obviously is a personalised Blab History, because I mean, Jon and I have been here 35 weeks and we don't appear in it, whereas our Blab History centres around this show. Anyway, enough about broadcasting itself. Has anybody got any questions about video chatting or anything, any topics they want to raise? We'll discuss anything and everything to just check out this wonderful video technology. All right. Is there anything happening in the UK that's not politics or sport? Because that's all we seem to be getting at the moment. Is
dominates the news, doesn't it?
Rain. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's not raining here, Ken.
Sunny here.
Not raining in Wiltshire. It's fine in Wiltshire. Yeah. I had an interesting, just an aside, an interesting meeting this week. I'm chairman of the twinning committee here in Devizes, and we're twinned with Mayenne in France and Wimbedon in Germany. And the association, it's been going 50 years, so it predates the EU, European Union or European Community or whatever. And it's been going for over 50 years. And we obviously, what we do is that we take it in turns to visit each other's countries. And the twinning element is that we stay with families in Mayenne or families in Wimbedon over a long weekend from Friday through Monday. And a series of events are arranged to entertain us. So we take a coachload of people over to Mayenne, and we stay with families in Mayenne. We get to know each other. We converse in franglais, English and French, and because we've got the German people there too, we talk in German and English, and everybody gets on as a great time. Well, of course, the immediate problem that we have is that we get EU funding for these trips, and of course that's going to disappear quickly, and we're not the only ones. I mean, that's the tip of the iceberg, because our universities are going to lose money, our science research products are going to lose money. The whole thing is up in the air. Right, okay, so that's still politics though, isn't it? So I better change the tune. But I do recommend that if you have a twinning association in your town, you take a look at it, because basically you put a family up for the weekend, and then in return for that you get to stay with 2 different families in France and Germany, possibly Italy and what have you. And just Google twinning and you can find your own twin town and take it from there. And we do all need new blood, because when I said we've been going 50 years, the membership is aging as well. But we have some new young people in who will be taking place in the Devizes Carnival in a few weeks' time, and we're hoping that will bring new faces in too. Right, okay. Yes. Right, I'm gonna take a look at the Guardian because we can. We'll just try out this wonderful technology. No, we won't. Forget that. I'm going to cancel. Right. Okay. I was going to share the newspaper, but it's not showing. I mean, it seemed to have misplaced it. Just give me a second. No. Okay. Right. A couple of upcoming shows to be noted. We've mentioned the 5 o'clock one today. A very special show for me next on Firetalk next Thursday at 7 o'clock. And it's very special because I will be interviewing a author and Udemy course instructor who's also a German tutor and German language translator. And for those of you in the know, I'm my partner Angelika. Our Firetalk at 7 o'clock next week. We've talked. Everybody thinks it's you. You all here know that she's my partner, but nobody else in the outside world. Well, apart from a few hundred friends on Facebook now. So it's a business interview on Firetalk, 7 o'clock next week. We'll learn all about Angelika's business, because this year she celebrates 10 years in business, which is quite a feat. And her journey from teaching in schools to teaching everybody from 8 to 80 is a story worth listening to. And I recommend that to you. So if you could join us, it would be brilliant. I'm going to take the liberty of going back and finding a link. If you would join us or just sign up for it, would be grateful. I'm coming back now, and the link is there. So that's a link to Angelika. I'm sure I've got to spell it right, haven't I? No, I haven't. Okay, that's a link to the show with Angelika, which I'm looking forward to. Bit of trepidation as well, but the finale we hope that we've planned will hopefully work out well too. But that's part of the Wiltshire Business Club. We do interviews with Wiltshire Business Club members every month, and that's working out quite well. We had Dan, and that turned out into Roadshock TV, which had its second episode last night, with Jackie Malpass came on and joined us. We had a fun 40 minutes. This is good. Right, any questions? Anybody want to come on camera?
Spare seat down there.
Otherwise, yeah, we do have a spare seat. Right, okay.
Well, we'll try and let him in, but he doesn't seem to be doing too well in Costa Coffee. Okay. Looks like their internet's not the greatest. What about the FTSE 100? Back at its highest since September last year.
Escalating up, isn't it?
It's gone up 48 points this morning.
Yeah.
What's going on? Do we know why?
Proposed rate cut to 25 to 0.25% is supposedly stimulating the FTSE 100.
All right. Okay. Well, what about the property?
It's quite interesting. Last month, after the Brexit announcement, and for the first few days of this month, visits to my property, my commercial property agent's website fell off a cliff. And I mean fell off a cliff.
Right.
But they're back to strong as ever for July in the last few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a report on the news this morning saying that it had dropped, but everything's climbing back again.
Okay, then.
Yep. I mean, they literally fell off a cliff, their daily number of daily visits. It's not huge. I mean, their average visits is about 240 a day, which, if you consider that they're selling properties in the £1 million plus touch, it's not, you don't expect thousands of visits a day, and we want the right people anyway. But they're plummeted for days down to the 50s, 60s, 70s, but now it's back up right where it was before.
There's a prediction that London and East Anglian properties will decline over the next few months. That's the prediction. But again, there's lots of predictions at the moment.
But I have a client who does rental properties, and he says demand is high. So
well, that's because so many people are after housing, aren't they?
So it's strange out there. And other clients where I do, pay-per-click, search engine optimization, social media, whatever you want to call it, the vast majority of them, there's been no difference in their figures at all. So Brexit doesn't seem to have affected your average website.
Wasn't quite the doom and gloom as predicted, was it?
No,
Yeah.
and we seem to be rising. The pound seems to be rising against the dollar again as well. So, okay, we're not back to the heady heights that we were at, but it definitely seems to be heading upwards. I mean, it went down to 1.29, and now it's at 132.5. So.
Yeah, there was reports yesterday that somewhere it was parity, €1, £1. Now that was said to be somebody actually profiteering, but the exchange rate has been.
That's been said a few times.
€1, £1.
So.
Yeah.
That's at 190 moment.
Right. Okay. I'm going to end the recorded portion of this show. So stay where you are. We're not going anywhere. But thank you to everybody who's joined us. Thank you, Yorvik. Thank you, Peter, for trying to come on here. Thank you, Fred.
And Stephen has frozen again. He needs Virgin Media Vivid technology down there. Hello, Stephen.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back now.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. Right, okay. Thanks to everybody. We're staying, and I'm going to pause the recording now.